Hey, this is Dale Calvert, CMGSportsCardInvestments.com. Don and I, a couple of days ago, Sunday night, went to the Braves game here in Atlanta. I wanted to see Ohtani play. I've never seen him play live. And it was baseball card night. And I have always felt that cards given out at stadiums are undervalued. And I've also believed, well, you aren't going to believe what I saw leaving the stadium, which I'll talk about towards the end of this video, that absolutely blew my mind, which makes me think that this particular Brave set, uh, long term, is going to be something maybe it's especially Braves collectors, but collectors in general will be looking for. But let me just give you a little bit of history here. My brother and I had a card shop in 2000 when the Reds won the World Series. We went to 30, 40 games that year. We were doing card shows in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, really all over Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio. That entire year, we had a phenomenal time. But this particular set that you're looking at on the screen, it was baseball card day in Cincinnati. And this featured the team that won the World Series, but obviously this was before they won the World Series. So what my brother and I did to get our hands on this team set is we went to the game like we always do. We bought tickets from the scalpers like we always do so we could get down in the blue seats close to the field. We'd actually been to a show. We took our show profits and we would go to the Reds games if we were in that area. But the Reds at that time, if you bought the top two rows of seats in the stadium, the top two rows you could get for $2 a ticket on game day. So we got our tickets from the scalper, then we went to the ticket box and we bought 50 tickets in the top two rows for $2 a ticket. So we invested $100. So what you had to do back then was, as you went through the ticket gate, you hand them your ticket, they give you the ticket stub back then, and you walk through and an usher's sitting there and they have these boxes of cards and they hand you your set of cards. And so as you come through the gate, you got your set of cards. And back then it was a complete set of that team at the time, 25, 26 cards. So we got there real early and we went through, he went through one gate, I went through another. We both uh, had little backpacks. We got our cards. We put them in our backpack. We circled around, came back through the gate, and we each did that 25 times to get 50 sets of cards. That's the way it was back then. Then we went back to the shop and we sold these for $10 a set, and we sold as many as we wanted to. We didn't sell all 50. He kept some, I kept some. Since that time, I have sold mine on eBay because they didn't go up much. We were getting $10 a set back in 1990. You can see right now this particular set on eBay is $12. This is the team that won the World Series. And compare these to the top sets, the regular sets that were published are produced, the top sets, the Donruss, the Upper Deck, during that same time period. They only gave out, I think, 30,000 sets at the game, and most of those you're not going to be able to find anywhere. So that's my history with these type of cards. Well, let me share with you what happened at the Braves game, but I do want to mention this as well. Here's another collectible that you don't see a lot of. We bought cases and cases of Wheaties at our local grocer, our Kroger grocery store, when these boxes came out. We bought a ton. We sold a ton of them at shows. We sold them at our card shop. I kept back a case. Wade, my brother, did as well. I still have a few of these boxes. This is actually our We're selling them now for $29 shipped. Usually you'll see them $15, $18, $20, and then it's $18, $20 to ship these boxes. These are the big Wheaties boxes that were sold on the grocery store counter, but a great collectible. And I have a few left, and I have one encased, in my hobby room, and I've got another one or two that I'll always keep back. But these type of collectibles came out, Coke bottles, all types of collectibles after a team wins the World Series. So if you're in a market, your team wins the World Series, pick up the collectibles in that market. You're not going to sell a lot of them, but you'll sell them quickly. It shows right after the event. We sold a ton of these Wheatie boxes for $30 at our card shop, and it shows. And you can see now we're actually selling for less than we did in 1990. But it's just a neat collectible that people that really follow the team would want to have. All right, let's get to the Braves cards this year. There's only 5 cards in this set, which kind of I didn't understand. I was expecting the full team set, but it didn't matter. Everybody got the same cards. Everybody that came through, they said they were giving away 40,000 sets at the fall game, and they feature some really good cards, really good popular players for the Braves. You've got Austin Riley, who's actually hurt right now, but very popular. Max Fried, who's had a phenomenal year, really good year. That's his rookie, I'm assuming. Would be considered his rookie. I'm sure he's probably never been in another stadium set like this. Spencer Strider, who's an all-star, was supposed to be the ace of the team this year. Played a few games, and then he had the Tommy John surgery, so the jury's still out on him, but he's been phenomenal. Broke a few records his rookie year with the Braves. Great pitcher, very popular. Ozzie Albies, always has a smile on his face. Everybody in Atlanta loves Ozzie. Made the All-Star team last year. He's hurt as well. Hopefully he'll be back for a couple games before the year ends. And then, of course, Ronald Acuna, who you probably know the story there, is he got hurt earlier this year. Hopefully he's going to come back. Just an unbelievable talent. And if he does come back, and if he does put up Hall of Fame numbers, which if his career is long enough, he will. This, I think, could be a very sought-after card because you're not going to see very many of these cards in the marketplace. And I'll share with you why here in a second. But you're just not going to see too many of these comparatively, to your base Bowman or Topps or whatever other card. Compared to the number of base cards produced, the number of these cards that will actually ever hit the collectible market will be few and far between. Here's what I wanted to share. I thought this was very encouraging, and I love that they're doing this. When I went back in the day, the team sets were always from Conn's, Conn's hot dogs. So they had the Conn's logo on it. They were promotion that Conn's provided. Topps is doing it now, and I'm assuming they're doing this in every major league park. And one of the things that I thought was really clever on Topps's part is they had 5 cards, and then the last card was this card. I've showed you the front and back, but it says join the hobby. So they're doing something to promote card collecting, which is intelligent. It's smart. Visit Topps.com for the latest product releases and learn about the wild, wonderful world of card collecting. And it gives their Topps.com here, and then it says post your pulls, share your hits on social media with at my Topps hit for a chance to be featured on the Topps social accounts. So I haven't gone there yet, but again, it's people wonder what this is. It will pull some people into the hobby. How many will it pull in from the Atlanta area or Cincinnati or Milwaukee, wherever they're giving out these cards? Who knows? But it will pull in some people into the hobby. And I thought it was great marketing on Topps' part. Here's what I want to share with you. And this is why I was shocked. I explained to you back in the day, you go through, you hand your tickets, you get your cards. And what we did to be able to get our hands on more sets of cards, my brother and I, which was a, profitable, fun venture. We sold enough cards at our shop over the next week or two, those sets, to pay for our whole trip. Okay, so it's fine. But that's not what they're doing now. At least that's not what they did at Truist Park. I was blown away. So we came in through the gates here, right? We were there right when it opened. And you walk through, and then you walk through some metal detectors that you can kind of see back here. And then behind that, they had an 8-foot table set out. And on the 8-foot table, they had cases of cards. I think I remember on the boxes coming out, I can't remember how many sets they had, but all the cases of cards were on this 8-foot table. And then what they had done is they pulled out the packs, the 5-card cello packs, and just spread them out on top of the cases. So they had all these cases stacked up, and there wasn't that many, and then all these cards stacked on top of the cases. So if people knew that it was card night, which most probably didn't, a lot of people probably didn't care, but the people that did care, they just would point you over there, go over here and get your cards. And you got some, 17, 18, 19-year-old kid standing at the table with a razor, a box opener. So once all the cards were gone, he would open another box and put another whole stack out. And I'm watching people grab 2, 3, 4, 5 packs. And it's just blowing my mind. It's like, this is crazy. So I got 5. Dawn, my wife, got 5, and we headed back to our seats. And I'm thinking, I should go back down there and get some more. And I'm thinking, where am I going to put them? My wife's got a little purse, and my pockets are full. And it's like, I should probably go back down there because I could probably get some more. But, they said the first 40,000 in attendance gets a set. So that blew my mind, that whole scenario. I will go back next year, and I will be prepared. And if you've gone to your stadium for card night this year, I would love to hear any comments. Is that how they did it at your stadium, or whatever park you went to? I'm just curious. Was this just a one-time thing? Is this not how they normally do it? Did they have some fill-in ushers that didn't know what to do? But it blew my mind. But we walked away with 5 sets each. I opened, obviously you saw, so I could see what was in it. I opened one set that we'll put in a plastic box and put away. But I opened one set, and here's what blew my mind. When we were coming out, I don't know if you can tell, but you've got metal detectors, and then you walk back down this hallway into the stadium. When we were coming out, and I just wasn't mentally prepared for this, or I would have done something different. When I came back out, on the right side, stacked up against the hallway, coming out of the stadium, there was the empty boxes, and inside of there it looked like 500 count boxes where they had put the sets in. There was a lot of empty boxes with 500 count boxes, and I'm thinking, as I'm walking out, I could use a couple of those. And then they had cases unopened. I think it said, I want to say 2,000 sets per case. And they had cases unopened, stacked up as we were walking out. So my thought process is, what are they going to do with these? And as we were walking back to our car, I told my wife, I said, I bet they end up in a dumpster somewhere. So, and I'm thinking, I could have walked back there, picked up a case, walked out like I knew what I was doing, and probably nobody would have said anything. But what I should have done is found somebody and said, what are they going to do with all these extra cards? Because I would like to buy these cases. I don't want them to go in a dumpster. That's what I should have done. That's what I will do next year if this same scenario plays out. So anyway, I thought that I would share that with you. I hope it gives you some insights. And again, I would love to know at your stadium if you've picked up cards during a card night. What was the process? What did you do? What did it look like? Thanks. Have a good one. I've got some more information I want to share with you in the next video coming up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead, subscribe. We try to give you thought-provoking insights into the card market that maybe you won't hear anywhere else. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.